What's poppin', Knights? It's OnoKage, otherwise known as the King, and I'm here with another exciting part 2. What if the Uzumaki clan survived? And this part is called The Exams Begin. So if you're a Naruto fan, you pretty much know what that means. Can't really explain more, that's a spoiler, and you're gonna get into what the chapter's about soon. But before the chapter begins, I do want to say that I designed a hoodie and a t-shirt. I'm not selling anything yet, but these are just test designs that I'm working with right now. I kind of want your opinion and your feedback on them. In case that I do sell things in the future, would these be clothing items that you would want to wear? You know, I work pretty hard on the designs. Just want your feedback, honest feedback. Same thing with my Naruto song. I want your honest feedback on it. Could you please listen to it and tell me what you feel? Or tell me what you're thinking. The other raps, if you want to listen to those, that's all within your power. I hope that you enjoy them. Maybe not the Kakashi one, but the Naruto and the Itachi ones, I do want feedback on those because those are the ones that I'm the most proud of. Other than that, I feel like I talked your ears off long enough. I don't got nothing else to say, but let's get into it.
Whoa. I'm about to go call me a brick, crushing your whole little shit. Whoa. Mars so cold, I pull up on car with the blow. Now I'm like, whoa. She a brick on the low, now she want suck on my toes. And I'm like, whoa. You a bummy asshole, now you want sit on my throne. Nope. Bitch, I'm the king in the house so cold. Pull up on a nigga with a 9-no coat. Spray and pray that the picture go. Kill me a nigga with a Bible pump. She say stop, don't go no more. Well, she my queen, can't treat her wrong. We don't fuck on, we just run on like my dog, bro. We don't slow up. Rundy, now she wanna fuck me, now she wanna hold me down like a Duffy. I can see her, my Sharingan don't let me run. I'm a demon, I'm a beast, no I can't stop, I'll spin. Hey, whoa, hey, bitch, I'm the king of this shit.
We begin with Team 7 sitting in their seats listening to the first round of the Chunin exams. Teams are not allowed to sit together, and Naruto can sense someone is staring at him with eyes of bloodlust. That makes him a little uneasy. Others are staring at him too, but their feeling is one that he knows all too well. Hatred. He's used to this. As he feels their stares, he raises his hand. Ibuki-sensei, can I say something? Ibuki Marino looks at the child who's politely raising his hand and asks, You are Naruto Namikaze, correct? Naruto shakes his head yes. As he does, Ibuki begins to stare at the boy, attempting to intimidate him. But it doesn't work. Naruto is used to these looks from the villagers. So when Ibuki notices his attempt fails, he smiles. As he says, You have 15 seconds. Go over that and your team fails. As he says this, Naruto stands in his seat. He turns to the other participants who are staring at him as he yells, My team is gonna win this whole thing. So the rest of you better watch out, because Naruto Namikaze never goes back on his word. Nozumi and Hinata stare at Naruto with admiration, while Sasuke is frustrated as he thinks Naruto's an idiot. He just painted a target on all of their backs, and Gaara's bloodlust grows as he finds this boy interesting. Moments later, the test begins, and the kids quickly find out that this is an information gathering exam. Sasuke and Nozumi use their Sharingan to cheat, while Naruto studied beforehand with Karin, and is taking the test like normal. While Idate has taken this portion of the test before, he knows the proper answers that matter. And with that, the test concludes. Our kids pass as they move on to the next step, the Forest of Death, and they meet Uncle Mitarashi, who tells them, This place is called the Forest of Death, and soon you'll figure out why. Naruto begins to mock her over serious tone, saying that I don't care what you call it, my team's gonna win. Hearing him, she smiles. Thinking this boy is overconfident, she throws a kunai at him at high speeds, but it's nothing compared to when he spars with his dad or Itachi. So he catches the kunai on the ring around his finger, and he spins it around with a smile on his face. His normal anxiety isn't holding him back. He feels confident as he says aloud, I never go back on my word. My team will win. This pushes his team. They're feeding off of his confidence, and it also intimidates the weaker and less confident ninja around them. But those who are strong start to feel the urge to kill. They're struggling to hold back this feeling. Naruto, Sasuke, and Nozumi turn around to see a tall woman named Shior from the land of grass, damn near salivating at the mouth. This is setting them off, but Anka walks up, breaking the tension. She grabs her kunai as she looks Naruto in the eye. I guess I was wrong about you, kid. You have potential. but all that will mean nothing if you're dead. So listen up. So she begins to explain the rules. It's a capture the scroll event. Teams will be given one of two scrolls, the heaven or the earth. Your objective is to obtain the other scroll from an enemy team by any means necessary. Killing is allowed but not encouraged. Thanks to the Hokage, you have 5 days to get both scrolls and make it to the tower in the center. You will be entering from different corners of the forest, so the bloodshed doesn't start too soon. They are directed to their entry point and led into the forest when they see a pigeon flying overhead towards the Hokage's office. It lands on the window of Minato's office. He quickly notices the letter tied to its leg, and he lets the bird in. And the letter reads, Lord Minato, we received intel on the whereabouts of Obito and a group called the Akatsuki in the Mist Village. Shisui caught sight of the Mizukage Yagura, and he's used his Sharingan to see that he's under a Genjutsu. It's possible it's Sharingan base. We are beginning a discreet investigation now. Minato summons his aides, Fugaku and Shinjiro. They discuss what to do if this is Obito, and what more to do if it isn't. Fugaku was frustrated that any Uchiha in his compound would do this without his notice. In fact, he deems it impossible, until Shinjiro asks about their dead. Could any Uchiha have had their eyes stolen, similar to how Kakashi got his Sharingan? Minato says no, that's impossible. All Uchiha who have died recently haven't been on missions. It was during the Nine Tails attack. Fugaku shakes his head, saying that no, there is a possibility. Danzo Shimura has been hanging around the Uchiha compound lately, and for what reason he can't be sure. And all the while this is happening, Shisui and Kakashi have just knocked out 2 hidden miss Anbu without being seen, and they don their clothes and begin to hop around rooftop to rooftop, just looking at the villagers who look malnourished and volatile. And as they get closer to the Kage estate, the smell of iron in the mist is unmistakable. It's blood. It soaks the ground and permeates the air. It's almost dizzying, reminding them both of the war. And a single thought flows through their head. They can't get caught. If they do, it could start another war. They continue to travel through the Mist Village and see Yagura and 2 hidden Mist Anbu guards. Shisui uses Mangekyo Sharingan and he can see irregularities in Yagura's movements and chakra. But he tells Kakashi he needs to look him in the eyes to know for sure. They nod at each other and they separate for an inconspicuous pincer attack to separate Yagura from his guards. They know not to underestimate him. Even under Genjutsu, he's one of the most deadly shinobi in the world. And his guards are masked, so their abilities are unknown. Shisui then uses his body flicker to move at high speeds. He's invisible to the naked eye as he stealthily removes the right guard, placing them under Genjutsu, while Kakashi summons his ninja hounds, removing their leaf headbands. As they bite the other guard, they pin and immobilize him. Kakashi and Shisui, still under their disguises, gather together, cornering Yagura, but he just scoffs, used to betrayal. He sends 2 water dragons at the 2, but Kakashi counters using water dragons of his own, while Shisui shoots a giant dragon flame bomb at Yagura, but he pulls up a water mirror that reflects the attack back at Shisui. He body flickers away out of the attack, while Kakashi creates a mud wall, but it begins to peel away under the intense heat, and Yagura sees Shisui behind him. He goes into his one-tailed beast state mode and attempts to pull him out of the air, but Shisui is able to dodge and keep him distracted, while Kakashi forms a lightning blade and brushes Yagura. But he summons his 3rd tail, giving him an armor of the 3 tails beast. Kakashi hits it and pierces the armor, but now his arm is stuck, and coral begins to form up his arm. He can't move, he's immobilized. Seeing this, Shisui begins to launch another massive fireball jutsu at Yagura, as Yagura begins to create another water mirror to reflect the attack. But Kakashi, who's covered in coral, begins to poof away into a cloud of smoke. It was a shadow clone. The ground at Yagura's feet begins to rumble as another clone bursts from the ground, uppercutting Yagura, not hurting him but distracting him from the mirror. He takes Shisui's attack head on, while the real Kakashi comes from behind the mud wall, shooting another fireball at Yagura. And before the flames dissipate, Yagura sees 2 very familiar red glints, the Sharingan, as he's caught again. But this time his head seems clearer, like a weight's been lifted off of his shoulders. Shisui under the mask says, I'm sorry our treatment was so rough, Lord Kage, but we only meant to help, honest. Kakashi helps Yagura stand, and the young man thanks the 2. He also asks who are they, and Kakashi says, who we are is unimportant, who we are after is. And Shisui speaks up, Lord Kage, we've been investigating. You've been under a genjutsu for a while now, but I've released you from it. If you could, tell us all you remember about that event. Every detail helps. Yagura scratches the back of his head trying to remember anything when he gets hit with a Naruto-style flashback. I do remember. He was a man in an orange mask with one hole for vision. He was draped in all black with red clouds on his robe. All my attacks phased right through him. Then, after he looked me in the eyes, all I could see was red, and I was full of rage. Kakashi looks at Shisui, acknowledging that this was Obito's handiwork. They begin to explain what happened in his village. Then they go back, releasing the guards from the genjutsu and pinning trap. The guard Kakashi caught was named Aoi, and Shisui's guard he caught was named Mei. Yagura tells them that he was being manipulated. He then decides to step down as Mizukage. Mei looks at the two men who easily took them both down, and she removes her mask, letting her hair down, walking over to Kakashi, who seems confused as she says, "Usually, I'd melt a man who sneak into our village, but you seem to have helped. Maybe we can talk later." Kakashi offered a smile through his mask, telling her after he knocked some sense into his friend, it'd be his pleasure. Kakashi's suave and genuine way of speaking shocks her, as she says, "I'll be waiting." The two set off. Meanwhile, Sasuke and Naruto and Uzumaki are traveling through the forest. When they're confronted with a giant snake, Naruto yells, "Water-style Black Rain," as Nozomi and Sasuke launch a fire-style Great Dragon Flame Jutsu, burning the snake away. Behind them, they hear laughing. It's the grass ninja, Shiori. Sasuke stares him down. All three activate their dojutsu as she speaks. Well. We have Sasuke, the prodigal son of the Uchiha. Nozomi, the mixture of an Uzumaki and Uchiha. And Naruto, the son of the great fourth Hokage. Three amazing specimens. Shiori begins to ooze bloodlust, so thick it's akin to genjutsu, making the three envision their own death in multiple ways. Burned alive, ripped to shreds, and stabbed through the head. Sasuke and Nozomi are paralyzed with fear, but Naruto's Furingan blocks most of the mental attack. He sees his team immobile. He grabs them and retreats at high speeds, impressing the woman. Naruto shakes his team, waking them up. Sasuke and Nozomi are both in a panic. Naruto begins to hug his team, calming them down. He's used to having a panic attack, so he says what he would want to say to himself. "Hey, we've been training like crazy, right? So if we stay together, we can take this guy. We can win this." At that moment, the group is attacked by a giant snake, but they're ready. They launch a barrage of shuriken, taking the beast down. Orochimaru then bursts from the side of the snake, rushing the three, but Nozomi and Sasuke can read her movements. Nozomi does a wind-style callous wind, and Sasuke does a fireball, forcing Shirai to back off. And Naruto yells water-style severing wave as he spews a high-pressure beam of water from his mouth. It forces Shirai to dodge as it slices off the limb of a tree, and Shirai laughs. "You three are interesting." As she thinks this, Sasuke and Nozomi throw shuriken laced with wires that wrap around him, and Naruto yells toad oil, spewing oil from his mouth, coating the wires and Shirai. And Nozomi and Sasuke launch the Great Dragon Flame Jutsu, spreading a huge flame down the wires at high speeds, immolating Shirai. As they stare, Naruto can see his chakra signature transforming, and Shirai begins to laugh, her voice growing deeper. "Forgetting, you three are impressive." At that second, Orochimaru's head busts from the flames, biting Nozomi's neck. She then falls to the ground in pain. As he melts into mud, Naruto yells, "Sasuke behind you," but it was too late. Sasuke was bit as well. As he falls in pain, Naruto seeing his friends and family hurt, his anxiety starts to come rushing back, and he would have a panic attack if it wasn't for this unyielding rage. His Fumingan does fade though. His soul is unbalanced, and all that's left is the red eyes of the fox brimming with hatred. He stands in front of his team, and in front of this woman, who is now a man, but also a snake, to protect them. Naruto then grabs the special kunai he got from his dad. As he holds it, it calms him. It calms him enough to activate his Fumingan. So now he has his Fumingan active with the fox imp. and Orochimaru begins to slowly walk towards Naruto. He's just toying with his food at this moment. Naruto looks at the kunai, trying to analyze the seal, and Orochimaru grows closer. He sees that he can pour his chakra into the seal. Orochimaru is now inches away. Naruto panics. He throws a kunai at Orochimaru, who takes a swing at him with his sword. But he was kicked in the back of the head. Naruto used the seal to send a shadow clone to the kunai, using a pseudo-flying Raijin technique. And in the confusion, Naruto grabbed the seal paper from his bag and places it on Orochimaru. He uses his Fumingan to create a paralysis seal, so Orochimaru can't follow them, and they flee at insanely high speeds. When Naruto feels that they are at a safe location, he puts them to rest. He finds a hollow tree, and he begins to spend the rest of the night on lookout while he nurses them back to health. Throughout the night, they wake up both screaming in extreme pain. Naruto holds them close until the pain knocks them unconscious. Again, Naruto's insanely concerned. He refuses to leave their side as he scrounges for fruit and herbs to crush into medicines and food. He notices Nozomi shivering. He gives her his jacket, and as her shivering calms down, he sees Sasuke is bleeding, so he mends his wounds. They're both in stable conditions now. He notices that he's tired, so he begins to set explosive traps, paper bombs, paralysis seal traps, and his own special flying Raijin clone traps. He goes back into the tree, where he begins to try to get some rest. And as soon as he closes his eyes, one of his paper bomb traps is set off. He rushes out, and before him stands the Sound Ninja 3, Dosu, Zaku, and Kin. Naruto's exhausted, but he stands to fight with his Fumingan active, yelling, forcing a confident smile. So, what scroll am I going to take from you, weirdos? Dosu laughs. Overconfident, aren't you? But I like your spirit. So, we'll be kind and make your death quick. Zaku gets excited. I can kill him, right? He's not one of Orochimaru's new toys, ain't he? Naruto hears that. His smile turns to a snarl. By toys, you mean my friends. Who is this Orochimaru? And what did he do to them? Zaku rushes Naruto, yelling, it doesn't matter, to a dead man. But he triggers Naruto's clone trap, sending a clone, uppercutting him, making him fall backwards onto a paralysis seal. He's stuck, and Naruto laughs. Wow, I didn't even need to lift a finger. Naruto can also see 3 chakra signatures watching from the bushes. They're not approaching, just watching. So he throws a kunai with a clone seal on it at the 3 so that they know he's watching. He then focuses back on the immediate threat. And he sees Dosu putting his hands on the ground, sending strong sound waves, setting off all his paper bomb and paralysis seals, but not his clone traps. He can still see them. He then helps Zaku up. Naruto watches, holding his ground. Zaku doesn't get close, this time instead shooting his implanted ninja tools in his arms, pointing them at Naruto, who can see the chakra build up in his palms. As he launches the airstream pressure, Zaku does the same. The 2 attacks cancel each other out. Naruto is panting. He hasn't been able to rest. This is a full day of fighting for him. He's running low on chakra. Kin tries to get close, but she too fell for his clone trap and is uppercutted by a clone. Naruto takes advantage of this, making a water dragon, hitting her with it in an attack where she can't avoid mid-air. She's knocked unconscious, but while he wasn't paying attention, Dosu got close. He takes a swing at Naruto, who blocks with ease, but Dosu unleashes a high-pitched sound from his gauntlet that makes Naruto's ears bleed. He's temporarily deaf now. He's blindsided by Zaku with the air blast, and he's thrown into a tree. Zaku then walks up to Naruto, holding his hands in front of Naruto's face, charging another attack. Naruto can't dodge, but he smiles. As his kunai he threw at the 3 chakra signatures hiding in the bushes, flies back at Zaku, hitting him in the arm. And from the kunai, a clone pops out in a dust of smoke, punching Zaku square in the face, breaking his nose and forcing him back into a tree. Naruto then stands, holding the kunai, in a fighting stance similar to his father. He tries to make a shadow clone, but he's so low on chakra he can barely do it. So he begins to rely on his speed and taijutsu. His breathing is heavy, but he rushes Dosu, slashing at his chest. Dosu tries to block, but he can't. He's immobilized. He looks down and his shadow is being pinned to the ground. And Naruto gets a solid hit, making a surface slash at Dosu's chest. It's not enough to really damage him, but he's gaining ground. But Zaku's back up, hitting Naruto with another large gust of wind, knocking him square to the ground. At that moment, Naruto hears two familiar voices. Naruto, who did this to you? Naruto smiles, hearing their voices, but then he's shocked, seeing the palpable malice in their chakra and the strange markings covering their bodies. Naruto wants to say, what happened to you? But he can't take any more. He's exhausted. He faints. And that sends Sasuke and Uzumaki into a blind rage as they rush Dosu and Zaku. They're too fast. They hit the two square in the gut, making them cough up blood. They then throw them into each other. They smash each other's backs. And then they're barraged with Phoenix Flower Jutsu. They're hit with multiple fireballs. They're left scorched and burned and scarred. But these two aren't done. They pin them to the ground. Naozumi grabs Dosu's arms, and Sasuke grabs Zaku's. They pin them, and as they pull their arms right out of the socket, they say, "You hurt Naruto with these arms." Then it's an eye for an eye. They reach for the other arm, and Dosu is terrified as he yells, "Wait! We have both scrolls already. We'll give them to you. Just let us walk." Hearing that, the two let them go. Nozomi calls them cowards, and Sasuke says, "If we see you again, you're dead." As they gather the scrolls, they calm down, and Nozomi realizes she's wearing Naruto's jacket, and Sasuke notices his wounds are wrapped and mended. They also notice the food and medicines that Naruto made, and how sunken his eyes were. He hasn't slept. He hasn't ate. So they take care of him as he did for them. And then a few hours later, Naruto wakes up, feeling refreshed. Nozomi hugs him and he hugs her back with tears in his eyes, saying, "Thank goodness you're both okay." She starts to tear up as well, but Sasuke breaks up the touching moment. "Come on, crybabies. We have to move. We got both scrolls, so let's hurry and pass this thing." They nod. As they move forward, they run to Karin's group. They greet each other, and Hidachi complains they beat another group, but all they had was an Earth scroll. And Sasuke hands them their other Heaven scroll. Karin is impressed. They did that much already, so the two groups talk as they head to the finish line. And when they reach a tower in the center, they are one of the first groups to arrive. The other teams that are there before them are Team Guy, Team Sand, Team Useless, Kurenai, and Team Asuma. Meanwhile, back at the Hokage's office, they get another letter from Kakashi and Shisui that reads, "The Mitsukage was placed under Genjutsu by Obito, the time frame of which is unclear, but the leads on him have run cold. He is a part of the Akatsuki, and an Akatsuki member named Juzo has been seen in the area. We will begin investigating shortly." Back at the Chunin exams, the rest of the teams gather and Hayate begins to give instructions. This part of the Chunin exam is to further thin out some of you. There's too many of you here. So this will be a classic one-on-one match with opponents picked randomly. It's designed to test your ability to think on the fly against an opponent you might know nothing about. Your teachers are already waiting. Go meet them in the stands. The young ninja do as they're told, beginning to walk towards the exam hall, greeting the teachers. And that's where we're ending this one today. The next part's going to be a lot bigger. Maybe. It's going to be the Chunin exam fights, a lot of one-on-one matches, so there's going to be a lot of action in it. God. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of action in the next part. God, there's going to be a lot of action. I got to write a lot of action. Yeah. And I'm actually going to do the opponents random. They're going to have like a big name, not name generator, but random thing to have them go against each other. So it might not be the same layout, but big differences though in this chapter. You noticed it. Nozomi and Sasuke both have the curse mark now. Shisui and Kakashi both saved Yagura from, Both saved Yagura from Obito's corruption. It would have been Itachi and Juzo before Naruto and Sasuke fought Zabuza. However, Itachi isn't a part of the Akatsuki, so the operations are moving a bit slower than before. They're still looking for another member to make up for what Itachi would have been. So, Katsuki is forming the group, and they're going to have a new member soon that you're not going to learn about yet. Sorry about that, but you got to have a little suspense. You need a little suspense. This What If is insanely fun to write for. I get to make up a lot of stuff. Nozumi's a fun character. You're going to get a lot more from her soon. Same thing with Karin. Karin's going to become a lot more relevant soon. So, with that being said, I think it's time to move on to the best part of the day. The commenter call out. I still can't sing. Our first comment comes from Joseph Had Not, who says, we need a part 5 and also a part 6 right now. I'm not waiting for next year. We want it now. And you know what? Swayze, you got it. Here's your part 5. Part 6 will be coming soon. But after What If Goku and Vegeta train Naruto and Sasuke, I do want to put that part next. It's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be a good part. So I hope you watch it. Hope you like it. If you're into that What If. If not, hey, no shame, no game. You know what I mean? That's all you, baby. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. So our next comment comes from Zelcaps, who says I'm copping one. He's talking about my the shirt that I showed recently. You also got to see at the beginning of the video. Here it is again right here, so that you can see the shirt and the jacket that I made. If you guys are interested, let me know. I can think about making them early, giving out a few of them to a few select people. They'll be free for now. So, I'm not selling these yet. They're not. I don't have enough. I don't think the fan base is big enough for me to even start selling things. I don't want to make stuff because I don't have the money to just, put it all into that right now. I'll be out of my ass and homeless probably. So can't sell it yet. But if you guys are interested, I wouldn't mind making a few, because making a few and just giving them out to a few people who want it. That wouldn't hurt me. I'll do like maybe 3 shirts, 3 jackets, because I feel that's good. Other than that, let's go to the next comment. And the next comment comes from, let's say, Bobby, who says, first time on the channel, love it. And I always want to acknowledge people like that. When you first come to the channel, I love comments. I love seeing your stuff and I love seeing your engagement. So please comment more. If you have anything that you want me to check out from you, know that I will. I love interacting with people. I love that stuff. So, and speaking of interacting with people, I do have Keon, who does ask me to make a Discord. And you know what? I'll get on that. I'll make a Discord. It won't be today or tomorrow, but it will be soon. I do want the interaction. If I want to talk to each other, I can talk to each other. Discord is not a big thing to run. I probably will need a moderator. I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all. I am Discord illiterate. I know, crazy, but I don't understand it too well yet. Like I struggled logging onto one to do a voice acting thing for Project Mouthwash. I really want to. I want to do an abridged series. So, hell, you know what? Hell, I'll do a Discord and I'll run it to see if anybody wants to just do a one spin-off of an abridged series. I'll do the editing and stuff like that, and I'll put people together. Just want voice actors. I want to make Naruto from Brooklyn. So if you can do a Brooklyn accent, let me know. It'll be a Naruto abridged, obviously, because Naruto seems like the easiest one to make right now because I know the most about it. I might do one that's not Naruto based soon. It'll probably be on a different channel though. I don't want to flood this channel with too much content. You know what I mean? Like I'm already planning to do chapter reviews. I'm doing the what is and I'm doing the wrapped. I feel like that's too much right now. I don't also want to have an abridged series on this channel. It'll turn a lot of people off. So, with that being said, let's go on to the next comment. And the next comment comes from OnoKage, who asks, can you do a what if Goku mastered spirit control in Yardrat? So I'm assuming that he means when Goku came back to fight, to miss Frieza because he got killed by Trunks. What if Goku mastered spirit control and maybe instant transmission or just spirit control, one or the other? What if Goku mastered that? Honestly, that'd probably be easy to do. I could probably get that done. Sounds like a fun concept too. I think people will be interested in it. But I do want to say there is a what if that I am working on right now with my best friend who is a Bleach fanatic. It is what if Ichigo, instead of releasing his Zanpakuto, released his Bankai, Hollow powers. Jesus. So he had the mask on at first, so he didn't unlock it during the oh my god, Ikuriora. How do you say it? Byakuya. During the Byakuya fight. So that's one that seems interesting to me. I might go through with that one too. All right, so let's go to the next comment. And this will be the last comment. It comes from K7X9, who says Goku rap next. And yes, I want to do a Goku rap. But first, I need people to listen to the Naruto rap. Like, I don't want to sound money hungry or greedy or like I want more views, but I want more views in the rap. Like, all right, so here's what I think. I think the Itachi rap was really good. If you haven't heard it, here it is real quick.
If you ever really thought you on my level, you gon' get bodied by the Sukiyami or Susanoo. I don't get ready, I just send you all to the hospice. Asking Orochimaru what I did. One false move, now they all looking scared.
It's crazy. You love it. You like it. All right, so there's the Itachi rap real quick. And then there was the Sasuke rap. Here's a little bit of that one.
Nothing's holding me, and when I step, I know there's no controlling me. Hey, yeah, we lit. Fuck it, I'm over the shit. You know I be cracking, I'm killing these ninjas, they won't catch me laughing. Teaching these ninjas, and when they start bleeding, I bet they know sadness.
And then you get the Kakashi rap, but I'm not going to show that one yet. The Kakashi rap, I feel like that kind of ruined some of the chances that the Naruto rap had. I feel like the Kakashi rap wasn't good. The Kakashi rap was not good. But then you get the Naruto rap, which is crazy.
You know what's crazy? My son said he hates me. So I took his strap and his band so he could see everything I was and everything he could be. In a box of Momoshiki, I handed him a thin piece of power so he could see the heights I know he will reach. My son now stands on his own feet. So every time he smiles, all I see is my legacy continuing. So I know that he's gonna win. My son is just a younger me, hungry for my soul.
I love that one. I already showed it at the beginning, so I'm not going to show it again. The Naruto rap was probably my favorite, you know? I worked pretty hard on that one, and no one's watching it. So I want to do a Goku rap. I want to do the other stuff. I'm going to do a Goku rap, but I also want more people to watch those ones. So if you could, if you like rap music, or if you like hip-hop, please share the Naruto rap, share the Itachi rap, share the Sasuke rap. Do what you want with the Kakashi rap. Do what you want with that one. If you want to share it, go ahead. But if you can, listen to those. If you haven't given them a chance yet, give them a chance. I think you'll like them. It's a lot of storytelling in the raps. I don't just, make references to stuff. Like, the Naruto rap, probably my favorite because of the ending of it. The ending of it's really good. I really liked what I did with how I referenced Boruto in it. And also, I spoiled some things from the Boruto manga in it. And I think I did really good with making them very inconspicuous so that you wouldn't notice. The Itachi rap is very soul-filled. The Sasuke rap is very angry, like Sasuke is. And the Kakashi rap is very somber, like Kakashi's somber. So I think I did really good portraying the characters in the music. So I really hope that you enjoy them and you give them a chance if you have it. But other than that, I think this might be where I sign off. This chapter was a little short, but there was a lot in it. You know, it wasn't like it was short to be short, or it was short because I didn't try. There was a lot in this chapter. And I don't want to go into the Chunin exams yet because I feel like if I did that during the end of this one, I would rush it. And I don't want to rush anything. I want everything to be there and present for you to enjoy. I don't want anything to feel like it got skipped, you know? I'm going over a lot because Naruto's a very detailed story. Same thing with Bleach. Bleach is going to be probably one of the longest stories because Bleach is like, if I did a One Piece what if, oh my god. A One Piece what if might be coming soon though. So hope you enjoy One Piece because I enjoy it, the manga at least. The anime, there's so much. But yeah, with that being said, I think it's time for me to go. I took up your time long enough. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice goddamn day. Look in the mirror today. Tell yourself that you're beautiful because you are. And after you're done, come back, like, comment, and subscribe. OnoKage. Out.
Nobody speak, nobody get choked. If you run the home, it's gonna get smoked. No time for the lame ass jokes. I'm the GOAT, you a gringo when that story's been told. I make money moves, controlling every view. You got hella proof, but no one's helping you. Now you on your own, you really want to smoke. Chico really done did wrong. Déjalo meta in the skyliss, bro. Keep talking crazy, I might go post though. Always trouble when they go too far. Nobody messing me familiar.